What's up, gang? It's your trainer, Joe Stones, back in the gym with you today. We're back to hitting some more mobility. So we all have to sit on a daily basis from our job or driving or just hanging out with our family and friends. But how much time are you spending sitting on the floor? Think about that. And when you're doing that, how hard was it for you to get up and down off the ground? It probably wasn't too much fun. There's no better way to practice getting up and off of the floor than actually spending time at the floor. So the idea is going to be that we want to do some mobility and that make us spend a little bit more time at the ground to make those simple things as we age, like getting up and down off the floor, a little bit easier. So we've used this platform to post several videos about the importance of keeping your mobility throughout your day, despite having a sedentary job or a sedentary lifestyle. We still have to think about, as we age, our muscles tend to atrophy if we don't use them correctly. So when we're seated at a desk for a long period of time, we're not really allowing our hips and our legs to move internally or externally, kind of like how Elvis used to dance, right? Our hips can move internally and externally. But when we're sitting at a desk for most of our day or driving, we don't really get to do that internal-external rotation. So we start atrophying, we start losing that ability that we all have as humans to do. So what I'm gonna show you today is just a simple mobility drill that you can do that you're gonna implement every single day for just a couple of minutes at a time. And it's gonna start really helping you increase the range of motion into those hips, again, internally and externally. So as you age, it's gonna be easier for you to get up and down off of the floor, the everyday things that you need to do on an everyday basis. No more excuses of that I'm getting too old for this, or that I'm not in good enough shape, or I'm not someone else, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. This is what you're gonna wanna do every single day as you get older, especially for some of us who have to spend several hours a day sitting. So we're gonna just start right into it now. I'm gonna drop down right into the floor, right where I'm at, and I'm gonna sit onto my rear end. Piggybacking off of what I just talked about the internal and external rotation of our hips, what we want to do is what's called 90-90 position. I'm going to sit onto my rear end, but I want to create 90-degree angles with both my feet and legs on my front and back leg here. So what it'll look like from this position, again, it's a 90-degree angle with my foot and my leg on both sides. And then from here, I'm seated onto the side of my glutes, and we'll call this my front leg. Once I'm in this position, again, I don't have the best mobility here myself. I'm getting better with it. I try and I practice like all of us do. So my hand has to stay here, otherwise I'm gonna topple over. And that's perfectly fine. Once we're able to build up to where we're able to hold, that's gonna be great. No matter what, everybody can do this. It doesn't matter what skill level you're at. But once we create our 90 degrees with our legs, what we're gonna wanna do here is we're gonna stretch both sides. Front side's gonna be more external rotation. Back side's gonna be more internal rotation. So to start off with our external rotation of that front leg, we're gonna keep that front knee down. We're gonna turn our chest in line with that front knee, and we're just gonna lean our weight over the top of that knee as much as we're able to, and we're gonna hold. From here, we're gonna feel a little bit of a stretch through the side of that glute, side of our lower back, and all I wanna do is just breathe. Just try to relax my system and my body and get used to being in that position. So big old diaphragm breathing. If it becomes too much, I can sit up and ease off a little bit. If it's not too bad, I can even lean into it a little bit more. But I want to get used to being in this position and get comfortable being here on this floor. Get comfortable stretching my hips and my glutes into this external rotation position. And just holding it, if you feel like it's a little easy as we get a little bit more advanced, you could start adding a bit of movement to it and start bowing our chest over the top. Hold it for a second. Take a diaphragm breath, and then release and come on up. And start doing reps this way, if you're able to. All I'm doing is just allowing my body to open up, my hips to open up, keeping my posture. I'm not crimping at my chest. I'm not losing my strong core, my strong spine. I'm keeping my chest up. I'm just hinging at my waist, trying to get my chest over the top of my knee, keeping my posture and breathing. Then from here, I'm gonna start getting my back hip, start getting that internal rotation. I don't even have to change what I'm doing. All I'm gonna do is start rotating my chest to this line or this hole I have between my heel and my knee. And from here, as I'm feeling it already, I'm actively pushing my back knee through the floor, and I'm starting to really feel that internal rotation here now of this back hip. So we're killing two birds with one stone. I'm keeping my posture up. As you can see, I'm not very great with this myself, so no problem. I'm keeping my hands on the floor for balance to keep my posture up and just breathe. After I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just switch to the other side. We gotta do both sides, and the same type of rules are gonna apply. Now, if that's a little bit tough for you, if it's a little bit hard to get yourself in that position, no problem. You're gonna create a little bit of elevation by grabbing yourself a pillow or a block, a yoga block like I have here. And we're gonna do the same thing. But rather than sitting on the floor, I'm gonna sit my rear end onto the yoga block to create a little bit of, or onto your pillow, to create a little bit of an angle. So it's not as deep, it's a little bit more tolerable now. So the same type of idea. I'm gonna go back to my 90-90 position. I'm gonna try to just bring my chest over the top of the knee and just stretch. And again, once that's done on that side, I'm going back to my internal rotation. Okay, once again, after a few minutes on that side, we're gonna repeat the process to the other side, resting the pillow or the block like I have here underneath our glute, sitting in 90-90 position, chest over the top of the knee, taking our time with it, spending some time here stretching. And then again, once we're done with the one side, we switch back to the internal rotation at the other side, just hanging out. Just hanging out and breathing, several minutes, breathing through it. There you have it, gang, a few minutes every single day, especially if you're someone who sits for several hours. Maybe for every hour that you sit, you spend 1 minute sitting in that same position per day. You could do it while you're watching your favorite show. You could do it while you're playing with the kids or the grandkids. There's really no excuse why you can't do it. Your 60, 70, 80-year-old self is gonna thank you for doing this for yourself. Get after it. If you love this mobility drill, you're gonna love the rest we have on this platform. Don't forget to check out the playlist, subscribe and hit the like button. We appreciate you, and get after it.